Why does everything feel meaningless lately? There's a strange feeling that creeps in sometimes. You're not crying, you're not angry, but something just doesn't sit right. Everything around you keeps moving, but inside, it's like time has frozen. You do everything you're supposed to. School, work, being okay, but you're not really there. You're functioning, but not feeling. You laugh, but it's hollow. You wake up, but it feels like sleep never ended. It's not depression, exactly. It's not burnout. It's something quieter, more slippery. It's that quiet ache that whispers, "What's the point?" And that's terrifying, because when things go wrong, at least you know what's hurting. But when nothing is wrong, and yet everything feels meaningless, that's a different kind of pain. Maybe you used to care deeply. You had dreams, plans, people you loved. Now you're just floating, going through the motions, reacting instead of living, breathing, but barely. Why does this happen? Maybe it's because the world taught us to chase everything: money, attention, success, approval, but never taught us how to sit with ourselves. We're surrounded by noise, constant distractions. We never pause, never ask deeper questions. We've become strangers to our own inner life. We live so fast, scrolling past emotions, muting our doubts, performing happiness. And over time, the disconnection builds, not from others, but from ourselves. Sometimes meaning slips away not because we lost it, but because we stopped listening. Here's a story. There was a man who worked every day in a quiet town. He wasn't rich, but he was comfortable. He had routines, stability, and things most people would be grateful for. But each morning, as he walked past the same streets, ate the same food, and spoke the same polite words, he began to feel invisible in his own life. Not because others ignored him, but because he had stopped choosing. He let life choose for him. He stopped asking, "What do I love?" and only asked, "What keeps me safe?" He didn't realize he was disappearing slowly, not with a scream, but with a whisper. That man could be any of us. So what actually gives life meaning? It's not some magical moment. It's not success or money or some perfect path. Meaning is built in the slow, quiet choices, in showing up for people who matter, in doing things that align with your soul, not just your schedule, in allowing yourself to feel, even if that means feeling lost. Sometimes life becomes meaningless because we're living someone else's definition of a meaningful life. We confuse productivity with purpose. We chase attention instead of connection. We build comfort but forget truth. So what now? Start small. Look at your day and ask, what part of this is actually mine? What am I doing just to survive? What have I abandoned that used to make me feel alive? Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's walking in silence at 5 a.m. when the world is still asleep. Whatever it is, find it again. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day. You don't need to fix your entire life this week. You just need to remember that your life is yours to rebuild. There is still meaning, hidden in the cracks, buried under the noise, waiting for you to slow down long enough to feel it. And maybe the question is no longer, why does everything feel meaningless? But instead, what have I stopped paying attention to that once made my life feel full?